It's very easy for people to get angry at another person and completely disregard everything that they say. They may not even want to hear where the person's coming from. They may just think, I'm right. I know I'm right. 100% this is true. However, this approach will not get you any closer to understanding the other person. It'll just divide you further. And if you're planning on going into medicine or any profession where you plan on working with other people, this approach needs to stop. You need to learn how to build empathy and understanding to other people. It's a skill that can be built over time, but it takes a lot of work. At my workplace, I've had plenty of times when I wanted to be like, oh my God, when is this gonna end? I just wanna go home. I just got frustrated with how long the days seemed to go from time to time, especially during the more stressful days, like the Omicron surge. However, hearing the stories of various people allowed me to put myself in their shoes and actually get a better understanding of what it's like. And then I had to connect it to my own experiences in whatever way that I could. That's the first step to building empathy. For example, as I mentioned, when I would get frustrated, I would want to just go home. That became my immediate thought, right, at the end of the day. However, hearing these stories and thinking, wow, this person is really going through a lot. That's really sad. Like, just setting aside the personal bias you have, setting that aside is so important for connecting with people. And it's so hard to do, but you gotta do it if you're gonna work with people, to help people. That is the goal. And people often assume, like, by you thinking about what the other person wants, you're giving something up, like you're giving up what you want, when that's just not inherently true at all. For example, I can think of this one time when, like, I was with my friends, right? We were just hanging out for the night, and we were trying to convince my friend to just hang out with us a bit longer, you know? Just like stay up late, just hang out with us, play video games. Like, we're gonna be gone soon. We're all going our separate ways soon. Let's just hang out. So this ended up becoming a bit of a difficult discussion because my friend was like, no, I have work tomorrow. And we were like, come on, just hang with us, come on. And as much as both of us wanted to just do our own thing, as much as we all wanted to just keep our own points, we all wanted the same thing. We all wanted to just spend time with each other. This discussion, we knew, was with good intentions. And rather than trying to prove that one of us was right, the goal was instead to reach a mutual understanding. And this is another step to reaching an understanding of how to build empathy. No one side is 100% right in most discussions. Having this basic approach to any conversation with anyone you work with, this can help you as well too. And when you compound it with the approach of just like visualizing yourself in their shoes, like I want you to just close your eyes. Think about someone right now that you may disagree with. Just close your eyes, visualize yourself in their shoes. Try to think about what life experiences have shaped them up to be the way that they are. What caused them to make their choices? What caused them to have these actions? Would you think any different if you had been in their situation? As best as you can, just close your eyes, just visualize. And then now, when you have a future discussion with them, just think, okay, neither of us want to be right in this case, we just want to reach a mutual understanding. The next time you have a disagreement with somebody, just use this approach. I have found it to be very helpful in countless interactions. Whenever I've tried to lead creating a new event for something, that's been a better approach. Whenever it's been having a disagreement with a friend, that's been a better approach too. In general, when it comes to applying this on a professional level, this is a skill that's very important to have. People are dependent on you for their care. The least you could do is try to have at least a little bit of understanding as to where they're coming from. The quality of your work will improve much more because you'll have an emotional investment in it too. And you'll get much more fulfillment out of the work too. Think about it. Like, if you have an emotional attachment to something, you'll give that much more for it. If I was just doing some random thing I didn't care about, like, I would probably just want to do the bare minimum for it. I'm sure all of us would. But again, for something like medicine, for me, for a lot of other people here, for a lot of us, we have an emotional investment in this. We want to help people. We want to make their lives better after visualizing what they have gone through. For me, the COVID-19 pandemic scared me so much at times. Just the uncertainty of it. Seeing how many people were suffering because of this virus. As stressful as my old job was as a medical assistant, testing people on the front line for COVID, I got so much fulfillment out of it because I was able to connect my fears of COVID-19 with the patient's fears and just relate to them on this level. Visualizing myself in their shoes, visualizing myself wanting medical care in their time of need. This is the true test of if you have what it takes to become a good people person, and it's an essential skill to have if you want to work in healthcare. And in the end of the day, remember, a good mindset is the best kind of medicine there is.